This is Hard Parking, brought to you by, proudly sponsored by Wright Honda and Wright Toyota out of Scottsdale, Arizona, as well as some other sister stores like Claremont Toyota, Toyota of Huntington Beach, and Gardenia Honda. I'm your host, Jhae Pfenning, recording from my home studio in Gilbert, Arizona. Coming up on today's show, Mr. Bob Marshall, Bobchat, is back. Caught up with him. Great, fun conversation. Great guy. And that's coming up in a few minutes after the word from 4Wheel Online and after car news. For over a decade, 4Wheel Online has been bringing the best truck accessories and truck parts to enhance the appearance and performance of all trucks and SUVs. They are dedicated to providing an extensive range of upgrades that will match any maker model on the road. The truck products cover everything to give your truck a custom look and added functionality. Need a wheel and tire package? Head over and use the configuration tool. They carry all the major brands of wheels and tires, so go get outfitted today. Visit them online at 4Wheel Online. You know what's funny is I had one story to lead the car news with because it was so bizarre, but then something else happened, and now we're going to lead with that, and then we'll get to some actual car news. Cody Adams, an Oklahoma man, is behind bars for stealing an emergency truck after he couldn't get a ride to court for a hearing where he was already facing criminal charges for car theft. You can't make this up. Meanwhile, just yesterday, I watched this on X, the Twitter X platform. Influencer Jack Doherty crashed his $200,000 McLaren while driving on live stream. I don't know what insurance is going to do with this guy. So you may have seen the video, maybe not, but look it up, Jack Doherty, Doherty. So I saw this on Twitter X. He's texting on his phone. It's raining outside. He's flying in his McLaren. He has his buddy filming from the passenger seat. And they lose control of the car, and they smash into a guardrail. Fortunately, Jack was good. Car completely destroyed. And his passenger buddy, fellow influencer, camera guy, busted his face a little bit, blood all over the place. I saw a follow-up video where they're at the hospital, and Jack turns to his buddy and says, "Yeah, man, you're good too, right?" And he's like, "Yep, I'm good," as he's typing away on his phone. I know they're boys. I smell a lawsuit. Also, insurance is going to have a field day with this guy. And it's crazy because I can see live streaming for clicks and views, if that's what you want to do. You can't be on your phone. And like an idiot, because he looks very young, and we've all been young and dumb once. You don't upload that video. You make sure you kill that video. Apparently, he deleted that video initially, but I saw it. Millions of other people saw it, where he's literally on his phone, and then they crash. And what's funny is, or ridiculous, is the next video, he's getting out of the car because he's still in selfie mode. He's still streaming, and he asks the guy to hold his camera for him while he helps pull him out of his car. "Hey, man, hold my camera, will you?" Really? That's where we're at today? I guess that's where we're at today. Sometimes people come up to me and they say, "Oh, I've seen you before." Or, "What do you do for work? Are you an influencer?" And I hate that term because there's such a negative. It's negative to be an influencer these days because it's very douchey. It's over the edge. All you care about is your car, or all you care about is whatever it is you're pushing. You're not a real journalist. You're not a real this. You're not a real that. Hats off to all the influencers out there making a lot of money, but don't do something ridiculously stupid because it makes all of us out there trying to do things online look even worse. And this guy's going to be fine. He's only 20 years old. According to this, I'm looking at NBCnews.com, a YouTuber with nearly 15 million subscribers. That means he has 14.9 million probably. Way more than I'm ever going to have. He's known for his online controversial prank videos and wealth flaunting. He streamed the crash on Kick, where his channel was banned following the incident. He's 20. I'm not going to beat the guy up. He's 20. Man, I was an idiot when I was 18, 19, 20. Fortunately for me, there was nothing like social media back then. You did what you did. You may have been in the newspapers, maybe you weren't, and that's the end of it. And then it's just nothing more than a story. Remember that one time Jhae did this? Remember that one time so-and-so did that? Remember that one time we did this? Gosh, I'm glad there weren't any cameras. Yet here we are, 2024, 20 years old, texting on his phone, hydroplaning in the rain in his McLaren, but you know he doesn't know how to drive that car. Like every other YouTuber, every other influencer who makes it big with the exception of very few, that's what they do. You get the money, you don't know how to drive, you get a car that's probably hard to drive anyway, and you do whatever you can for clicks and it backfires on you. Thank goodness he was okay. Thank goodness his passenger is okay, although his passenger's going to sue the shit out of him probably. It's just a car. That's another thing. And it's age, right? When they're pulling him out of the car, he's like, oh, my car, it's cracked. Oh my God, my car is ruined. Look at my car. It was never, hey, homie, are you okay? But through age comes perspective. I've said it before, not my quote. Big quote. I don't even know who's credited for that. But Jack Doherty, you're not going to outlive this one. Good job. Speaking of not outliving anything, this has nothing to do with cars, and I forgot the girl's name. But there was a girl that got on TikTok after the floods. Did you guys see or hear about this? All the people that were dying in North Carolina and the surrounding states, and she says, good. And she was joking about it, like, oh, haha, good. That's less whatever. I think she was talking about voters. All those voters wiped off the planet. It's so funny. And she got crazy feedback. She got crazy hate for that. And then she uploaded another video apologizing, but it was like a sorry, I'm not sorry, and then tried to turn herself into a victim. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of people dead, maybe even more than that. People are still unaccounted for. They're literally finding people in trees, finding complete families. I think there was one story where the family was holding arms and they were all found together. There's also that viral photo that's actually AI. And when I first saw it, I kind of thought AI. I'm like, I don't know, that looks like something that's AI. It's a little girl with a super sad expression on her face holding a puppy, and they're just soaking wet. I'm sure you guys have seen that photo. That's AI. And I didn't repost it on any social media because I just felt, I was like, I don't know, man, that feels like it's AI. So there's a lot of AI photos of the hurricanes, which is obviously terrible. But it is a bad situation. And for another young person, this was a young person. You could tell she was probably anywhere from 18 to 23, getting on TikTok, making fun of all the dead people, and then try to walk that back. She's never going to outlive that. No one's ever going to forgive her. And just like Doherty, young and dumb. You could forgive Doherty for being young and dumb driving his car. Thank God he didn't kill anybody. Because his life would be over if he did. But no one's going to forgive this girl from going on social media and literally laughing about and talking shit about all these dead people for politics. A little bit of personal car news, as you may have seen on social media. Maybe you didn't. Driving the Infiniti last week, went to go pick up some transfers from Transfer Express to make some shirts for NS Expo for my buddies over at Pride Exhaust. And I blew my radiator in the Infiniti. I pulled over on the side of the road. Fortunately, I pulled into a subdivision, called insurance. Insurance took care of it, had it towed to the dealership. Now that car, it's a nice car. Infiniti FX50S. It's kind of a unicorn car. One of the first real sport SUV crossovers. I've got the rare 5.0 liter V8 version from 2009. I knew it was going to be expensive. I needed an oil change anyway. So I told my service manager, I go, look, the car's coming in. I need an oil change, but this is what happened. Take your time. Let me know the damage. Probably not going to fix it, but I need to know what it is I need to fix. Came back, radiator gone, thermostat, radiator hoses, the radiator fans, at least one of them was out, which probably led to it. So the two shrouds, the controller, about $5,000. It's quoted $6,000 for that. Then I need new tires. 2 of my tires are bad. So they quoted me for 2 tires. I said, hey, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle. I don't think I should get 2 tires. Maybe I should get 4. Oh, that's right. It's 4. tires are expensive. I actually looked it up. 4 tires, and they're all 21-inch factory, like OEM size, or 21s. That's $1,400 to $1,800 on Tire Rack, Discount Tire, all those places. And the dealership charge cost wouldn't have been much different. So by the time you add all that stuff together, now you're looking at almost $10,000. 9,000, like 700 and something. I go, no, I'm good. Had the car towed back to the house, paid out of pocket for that. Towing's expensive too. That's almost $200 to tow the, like, probably 9 miles. Maybe 10 at the most. I'm thinking it's closer to 9. $200 later, the car is sitting out in front of the house. I went on eBay, ordered about $500 worth of parts. The radiator's here. The thermostat's here. Waiting for the radiator hoses, upper and lower. The fans, the controller. And I'll do all that at some point between now and probably Thanksgiving, because I just don't have that kind of time. Fortunately, we have the MDX, got the NSX, got the Honda Z. So we have options. Thank goodness. But that still sucked. And finally, for some real car news, Tesla has once again recalled the Cybertruck. This is the 4th time. This time it has to do with trim pieces that can come loose and front windshield wipers that can fail. So your wiper failing, not a big deal. Not a big deal if your wiper fails. Maybe get on there and rub some of the hydrophobic stuff. Or what was that? Rain-X? You guys remember Rain-X? I know it's still a thing now, but back in the late 90s, Rain-X was really big. She spent an hour and a half rubbing it on your windshield and then trying to scrub it off so that it doesn't look like that all distorted oil slick all over your window when you're driving at night, your windshield. We throw some Rain-X on that thing, or even something else with even better technology. You kiss your windshield wipers goodbye. You don't even need them. But it is the 4th recall. Which, by the way, speaking of the Cybertruck, have you guys changed your mind on those? I don't hate them. I don't want one, but I don't hate them. I like how weird and original and funky they look. Saw one today on the road, wrapped orange, kind of a shiny orange, like a gloss. I've seen matte orange. I've seen kind of a lilac matte purple, gloss black. Like, people are wrapping them all sorts of colors, and that's all here around the house. I have yet to see 2 on the road at the exact same time. Because you can go to any stop light around the Phoenix area, and within, if you were to count 30 cars, depending on where you are in the valley, 22 of them could be Teslas out of 30. I mean, we have that many here. And then maybe if you're somewhere else in the valley, maybe the number is 6 out of 30. But there's Teslas everywhere. And that is the car news. We're joined by Mr. Bob Marshall, Bobchat. It's been a while since he's been on.
It has been a bit, yeah.
I'm thinking about moving to Canada.
No, you're not. You're such a liar.
Because I want healthy snacks.
You want healthy snacks?
Snacks.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Things aren't going that great here right now.
Well, what's going on?
The economy is shit, Jay.
Really? We don't ever hear about that here. We just hear about how better it is than us.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's just everything is so expensive. And the government, I don't know. I don't want to get political on the show. I'm sure you don't care about Canadian politics much, but
well, I love
it's
them.
a pretty hot topic here. But you guys got your own shit going on.
Right, we have our own shit show, so it's comforting to know, right, that it's not all fun and games there.
No, I think most of the first world is pretty fucked right now.
But on a recent episode, like this most recent one, I was talking about changing some of my diet up. Yeah, they compared our Fruit Loops to your Fruit Loops and our Doritos to your Doritos, and so that's, I would move just for better Doritos. Do you guys have Flaming Hot? I don't remember if you have Flaming Hots there.
Yeah, we just got them a little while ago. I think they might have been a limited time thing, but we have Flaming Hot Cheetos all the time.
It's what I thought, because I bought a bag in Portugal, but the bag wasn't the same color but it was the same Cheetos, but the taste tastes nothing like our Flaming Hot Cheetos. And they're barely even spicy. It's a different spice, but it's not the same.
Yeah, and I can imagine that there's obviously like different health standards, you know what I mean? Like country to country, right? Like what is the difference in most of the snacks? Like is there more like corn syrup and shit in your stuff? Like high fructose corn syrup?
We have a lot of dyes in things that other countries don't have.
But you know what the funny thing is, though, Jay, is like on the opposite end of that is that like when Canadians go to America, we're like, oh my God, there's so many choices. There's so many delicious snacks. Like, dude, you guys have like 7 kinds of Fruity Pebbles, man. Like, I'm lucky to even find Fruity Pebbles. I got to go to Costco to get that shit.
They're just pebbles.
Yeah, like you guys have the best snacks. Like, just so much variety. Like, we just always have the same old shit.
We're also
like,
the most
when I go to the
obese
store, yeah, well,
in the world.
That's like the one. That's the one side effect. Like, you know what I mean? You can't literally have your cake and eat it too. That's the problem. Sorry, God bless. I love America, man. You know that.
Me too. How's your car? Don't you have a Hyundai?
I do have a Hyundai now. I have a auto standard transmission is how you know it as, I would guess, right? Yeah, because when
we say manual. I think you said standard last time, and we just call it a manual, or a stick.
Yeah, everybody here knows it as like a standard car, right? But it's good. It's I needed to get an alignment done because my tires wore out like really fast, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Because I didn't really notice. I went to do my own oil changes. I'm like under the car. I'm looking at my tires. Like, holy fuck, you idiot! You could have died so many times. So I got an alignment and a couple new front tires, and she's motoring, buddy.
So were the cords showing on your tires, or were they just really bald?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it was the cords. Like you mean like the metal shit in the tire?
The little shavings.
Yeah, it was showing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I don't have any traction going up hills. This is so fucking weird.
So when you're driving with totally corrupt, was your steering wheel straight, or did you have to kind of turn it to one side, or was it constantly pulling? There had to have been some sort of symptoms, because people listening to this that aren't car people, which is about 70% of my listening audience, need to kind of know that they could die if they don't change their own oil.
Yes, absolutely. That's
the lesson.
Am I allowed to swear?
Yes.
Am I allowed to swear?
You know that. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. You know that.
Sorry. I just want to double check.
But you know what? I still mark the episodes as clean.
Of course. More listeners that way.
Instead of dirty, but absolutely.
Yeah. Well, in all fair, if anything, it made driving with my knee a lot more difficult. It's a standard. Once you get into 5th gear, then you can finally do stuff.
Now, let me ask you this.
No, it was pulling a little bit, but like it wasn't like really noticeable as a thing, right? Like not super noticeable. But I noticed when I had like no traction, I was like, holy fuck, why am I not getting up this hill? A couple times I was like, I'm not gonna make it up this hill. So, but problem solved. $600 later, whatever. You know, money grows on trees in Canada. It's fucking awesome.
Sketchy. You know, there's such thing as a money tree. My wife has one, I think, in her office at work. They sell them at like Christmas time and stuff around here. Yeah. Now,
like, oh great, just give me real money. Like nobody, like I'm just gonna let this plant's gonna die if you give it to me.
The drive-through, right? So I assume you eat fast food. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, like in a pinch, like it's not my go-to. Like I always like kind of, subconsciously feel guilty about it. And I'm like, oh, why did I do that? I have I could just go home and make food and it'd be way better. And I just get lazy though, right? And if I have the kids too, like sometimes I'll just get them chicken McNuggets. It's like, we're doing a bunch of shit. I don't have time to go home and make them lunch. Like we got to go somewhere.
Right. So are you good at holding the drink, driving, shifting, taking a bite of the burger, and just kind of doing this juggle? Or do you just wait till you get to where you're going? Or, there's the times where you kind of reach across your body into the bag and pull out some fries. but then you have to slow down and shift it into neutral and come to a complete stop. You do all that?
Yeah. It's I feel like I've mastered the art. I mean, I shouldn't be, I guess, it's kind of incriminating myself, but I mastered the art of distracted driving. Yeah, like it depends. Like the other day I got a sub and like I was just out and about running errands and I had to be somewhere later and I was like, well, I'm hungry. So I just got a sub and I just ate in my car in the parking lot and then continued on my day. But I mean, generally, like if I'm going somewhere, yeah, like I'll eat my fries first while I'm driving, have some of my drink, then grab whatever I'm, a lot of wraps. So
what's the worst thing in your experience so far? Like when you're going to a drive-through, do you consciously think, okay, I'm in the car, so I shouldn't order that, or that?
Yeah.
You have to,
like
right?
trying to get a poutine.
Yeah.
It's tough to eat that when you're driving. I mean, like, I don't know.
Gravy and cheese all over your shirt.
Yeah. I always wear my poutine bib when I go. Yeah, I don't know. Like, like ice cream isn't fun. Then you
That's
get
a
all
good
over
one.
yourself.
You get like a sundae or something. It's sketch because you don't want to wait till you get home.
No, exactly. It's like it's going to be shit when you get there.
It's going to be ice cream soup.
Yeah, exactly. Which is I'm cool with, but like it's the last couple bites is I'm okay with that. But like, yeah, you want like I'll put it this way: like if I can't flip that DQ upside down, then I've waited too long.
Oh, like the commercials.
Yeah, if I can't flip or if I can't flip a Blizzard upside down before I eat it, then it's definitely been too long. Hey, did you know that if they don't do that, I don't know if this is in America, but if they don't do that here, they give it to you for free.
No kidding.
So you got to
you flip it when you get it.
Yeah. So when they hand it to you, like they'll hand it to you across the counter, they flip it upside down and then they flip it back up and hand it to you. And like if they don't do that, then like they have to give it to you for free.
Okay, so I never go to Dairy Queen because I think I don't remember if it was a Blizzard there or if I got a McFlurry once at McDonald's, but it looks so big in the commercial, and they give it to you in that stupid little elementary school cup. All it's missing is that little flat wooden spoon that scrapes across your tongue.
Well, see, in Canada now, they've banned plastic stuff. So we have all paper straws and wooden spoons here.
It was a wooden spoon. Fuck that.
Yeah, you taste the wood, man. It sucks.
It's nasty. They need
saving the world, Jay. Canada, world police.
You guys are one forest fire away from turning into a desert, though, so.
Well, not really.
You're all trees.
You live in the desert, bro.
I try to light the sand on fire and see if it can make a crystal, and it never works.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh fuck! What were you saying? Sorry, I'm really hot.
I was asking about. Are you? Okay, yeah. So let me ask you this: you're a traditional smoker? You're a roll it and smoke it, right? You don't do the edibles or anything.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's just they fuck you up.
It's different. It's a different high.
Yes, absolutely.
But the trade-off is you're not smelling weed all day because it goes up your nose and it's not all over your clothes. So it's just like a different high.
Yeah, but see, like what I do in that case, like I'll smoke like real weed at nighttime. Like I'll roll a joint up and then eat dinner like before I go to bed or something, right? But like if I'm, just day to day, it's like I call it the fish whistle. But some more American names if you like, Benjamin Franklin, John F. Kennedy. It's basically like a little weed pen, right? It's got a cartridge. It's like a distillate, and then you don't smell, and it gets you high as fuck. But it's a different high, right? Like, so.
Now, I've had a pen before, and it just...
Like, Jay, I'll be smoking weed in the evenings, okay?
Stop working. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Because I recently went to an event 5 months ago, and the person I was staying with, they do a lot of recreational stuff. It's legal. And they had a buddy come over who has his own grow shop. And so part of his package, after they bought whatever they're buying from him, is he goes, oh, well, Jay, guest from out of town is here. Good to meet you. What's up? made a couple big fat Jhaes for me. Now, I don't normally smoke. Like, I don't remember the last time I actually smoked, and I might take a drag off of somebody else's once every blue moon. We're talking less than once a year. Probably less than once every 4 years on average.
Yeah.
So he gives me these 2 giant ones, and a friend of mine takes one, which is perfect. He lost it in his hotel room, or he left it in his hotel room, and then he went out the next morning to go for a walk. When he got back, his room smelled so bad, he was started to panic, and he opened up his windows and stuff. I misplaced mine on the floor in the guest room for like 2 days, and finally found it the morning of the day I left. But every time I walked into the room, it's like poof. But my question is, can you do an entire joint at once in one sitting? Is that something you work up to? Because I can take 2 or 3 puffs and then I have to extinguish it for some other time.
Yeah, and I mean, I like to consider myself somewhat of a connoisseur of nice marijuana. And the thing is, there's such a selection here, right? So if you go to the store, like you can literally pick. You can almost identify exactly what it is that you want to smoke and what kind of high that you want, right? It depends on potency, right? So, I mean, and it also depends on the size of a joint. Like, we call them a pinner, if you roll a little joint, like there's personal joints, there's, joints big enough for everybody, L's, you can do a blunt, like it all depends. It depends on the type of weed, the potency. I know that's sort of like not a very specific answer, but I mean, it's not specific. It's not like, oh, this is how much you can smoke and get this high. It's different with every strain.
This is about the size of a cigarette. It was pretty big.
Oh yeah, I mean, like even if it's like an or a sativa, right? Like, which doesn't make you quite as high and tired. It's a different high. It's more of like a lively high. Like, I mean, you're still going to be fucking baked as fuck. Even a seasoned smoker, even if it's the first time, your first one of the day, it's going to rock you. And like, but you can always get higher. That's the thing, right? So just depends. Like for me, man, if I roll a joint, like I might not smoke all of it, or I might only smoke half it, and then I'll just come back to it later or something.
Sure. Yeah. This is the car conversation that people come to this podcast for.
Yeah, awesome. And actually, I have one more thing, just to circle back to the Blizzard thing. Little Caesars? I don't know if it's, what Little Caesars is, obviously. American.
Pizza.
Fuck yeah. Yes, sir. It's, I don't know if they do the same thing in the American Little Caesars, but if you go to a Little Caesars in Canada and they don't ask you if you want to add crazy bread to the order, they have to give you a free order of crazy bread.
I think that's a thing here, too. We never go to Little Caesars. My brother-in-law goes there sometimes in a pinch to get his kids a pizza. We are bougie here, so we'll order from some of the other places. But I will say, the last few times I've had Little Caesars, typically at somebody else's house, or if someone brings it over here for a party that we have, it's not bad, and I could be hungry, but it's not terrible.
It's not bad. When you're hungry, dude, it's so good. And you get like the garlic parm on top. Oh my God.
Now, couldn't you apply that principle to many things? When you're hungry, it's so good.
I think that's 100% fair to say. Yeah. Like, like there's shit that I don't even like. And if I'm hungry and I'm like, oh, it's there. Okay. Yeah.
You ever eat something because you're hungry, and then as you stop getting hungry, it stops tasting good?
Absolutely. You're like, oh, this is going to be so good. And you get like 4 or 5 bites in, and you're like, yeah, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, that's terrible. So
welcome back to hard food parking.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I've recently grown really in love with bruschetta. I just wanted to add that, but anyway.
That is good. How's your movies lately?
Love
and
it.
By the way, I haven't gotten around. Today got away from me. I don't know about the last year and a half, but today that I dedicated to watch your movie, Strange Brew.
Did you watch it?
And I have to rent it, which I'm willing to do. And I still haven't seen Captain Jack. Is it Captain Jack?
No, it's Captain Ron.
Oh, so Captain Jack is his homie, but that's the one on Sci-Fi. But I need to watch Captain Ron, too. They're both on my list, and I think I'm going to try to watch it today. Today just got away from me.
Yeah, that's okay. We can always talk about it next time.
Yeah.
You
But
come on. You can come on my show and watch and talk about it.
are you doing any movies lately? Have you binging any TV shows? What do you have
yes.
time to do now? Because I know you work all the time too.
I work a lot, and I've been playing a lot of music lately, and I've been working out a lot too. Like I'm a pretty busy guy, but I've just been trying to keep busy. You know what I mean? Keep myself occupied and. Sorry. Yeah,
Is that that weed sneeze?
Oh, hold on, Max, shut up. Max, get over here. Hey.
I'm gonna leave that on the podcast.
Why?
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Woof.
Yeah, good job, Max. Another serial killer out there. You scared him off, buddy.
It's the organicness of the podcast.
So I've obviously been watching. You know, I love Lord of the Rings, so I've obviously been watching Rings of Power,
which I haven't seen. I haven't seen that. It's good.
You know what though, Jay? I don't want to like. I don't.
Do you
your
like
taste
it?
Can sometimes be. Oh, I do like it. Yeah, I really like it. You know, you're getting token content in 2024.
Okay.
Like, there's always people online that are bitching about it, and I'm like, dude, it's literally based on like a small portion of like an appendix that he had in the back of a book. Like, it's a very, like, you know what I mean? There, obviously, it's not going to be, you know, word for word, but it's not bad. I'm enjoying it. They kind of went back to like actual prosthetic orcs and shit. It's not all CGI bullshit, and that's what I like.
So that's my follow-up question is it well done? We'll put it that way, because I'm not obviously a purist like some of these people. No, Guinevere should have been a 3-legged orc instead of a 2-legged stork. It's like, okay, the book was better.
I mean, I think it's very, like, it's good. There's not as much action. Season 2 is definitely better than season 1. There's a lot of build-up. But they do spend a lot of time like focusing on like character development and stuff. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're just like, I want to see them just kill some orcs. But the season finale is going to be this Thursday, so it's pretty exciting.
So what you're saying is there's some slow episodes.
Yeah, for the most part, you gotta want to watch it. But I enjoyed it, you know, and I would recommend it. But again, it's, you know, I love Lord of the Rings. I love Tolkien, so. And then I've also been watching Chaos with Jeff Goldblum. And it's like basically a modern telling of like the Greek gods, but it's in a world where like everyone knows the gods exist. There's no question as to whether or not they're real. And that's like modern day. And Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus, and it's pretty good. I've really been enjoying it. And what else have I been watching? I just watched a Tragically Hip documentary. Have we talked about the Tragically Hip before? Because I don't think a lot of Americans aren't aware of who they are. They're the best rock and roll band to ever come out of Canada.
So they're better than Bryan Adams?
Yeah, Bryan Adams is like kind of like a solo act, but I will. Yeah, you know, your music taste is a lot different than mine. Like, I love Dave Wilcox, and you didn't like it that much. But
sure, that's the stuff you sent me last time.
But I would say
that's the real reason why I haven't talked to you in so long. Because I'm like, I'm going to put you in timeout.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I deserved it. I was a bad boy. But yeah, no, I'll send you a really good song. Like, one of their popular earlier songs is called New Orleans Sinking. New Orleans is Sinking. Like, there's so many good songs, man. But basically, they just put out a documentary. It's pretty amazing. I got teary-eyed a few times, but that's just what the hip means to Canada. Like, they're the embodiment of, like, they basically take Canadiana and put it in a song, right? So it's like songs that are culturally our own. And, you know, maybe that's part of the reason why they're not super big in the States. They did play SNL, though, in like 92, which was a pretty big gig for them to play that. Because Dan Aykroyd was hosting, and he said that he would come back to host, but he was making the hip the musical act of the night. So there's a lot of history there. But
that's cool.
Yeah, so I watched that, which was really good. And as far as movies go, I haven't really been watching movies because I've been like sort of pressed for time lately. So I just been kind of doing TV shows. It's a lot easier to sit down and watch, you know, 2 half-an-hour episodes or an hour episode than, you know, jump into a 2.5-hour movie.
100%.
I've yet to see Deadpool and Wolverine, which I'm really excited for. But I know you're going to give me shit about that, probably.
I'm not. You know, I still haven't seen the Marvels.
Yeah.
Now, you know me as somebody who watches all the MCU stuff, all the movies, and
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you're like a diehard. Like you feel bad. Like it's obvious. I can sense I can hear it in your voice. You're upset that you haven't watched that yet.
No, I'm surprised. I haven't seen the Marvels. I haven't seen Echo. I haven't seen Osaka. I haven't seen the Acolyte, which people, I guess, don't like that much. I'm so busy doing other stuff. I just haven't got around to it. I'm trying to save it for my reaction channel that nobody watches or subscribes to.
Oh, you got over 1,000, don't you?
I should have over 1,000 by now, but that doesn't move the needle, buddy.
No, I know. What do you have to get, like 1 million plays in like 30 days to monetize or something?
Not quite, but I hit monetization, but then everything just went downhill, and I don't understand. I have some friends that think that YouTube just doesn't like me because they say my content is really good and it's better than most. But if I were to do a ranking scale, 1 to 500, I'd be somewhere between 450 and 500. But there's a lot of people that are killing it in front of me. They're just freaking garbage, bro.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, you got to give yourself more credit. You are producing quality content, and not.
No, I know I am. I know I am. That's the thing. Is the problem is I've talked to other reactors and they're like, we have no idea what's going on with your page.
With your face.
It's my face. It's me. So I'm trying to get my wife to do some of these with me now. So earlier I was setting up her office so we can kind of both get in there because my office is set up, but I don't like the depth. I need more depth behind us. And so with her office, we can kind of nestle up to a desk in the corner because she has a corner desk. And so I'm going to grab her and we're going to watch a few old movies and there's things that she hasn't seen. And I'm just trying to get her into it because people want to see that.
That'd be awesome. Well, and then you have that witty husband and wife banter.
Yeah. And there's the eye candy.
I'm sure she's, yes.
She's there for eye candy because that is, she's a lot more expressive than I am. And I've worked on it a lot. She wears her emotions on her face when she's watching a movie, but that's just the nature of media consumption is guys and girls like to look at other girls. They don't like to look at other guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Unless there's two or three. Like you and I, it would be a blast doing videos together.
Dude, I'm coming to Arizona. I don't even give a shit.
You've been saying this for years.
I know, but I've been going through a lot of shit. I just renewed my passport. I renewed my passport for 10 years, Jay.
That's how they are here. They're 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can stay with you and I don't have to pay for accommodations, I can bring enough money to eat and survive and do fun stuff. It's just that's part of the biggest expenses, not just getting there, but like staying there. You know what I mean?
So listeners, let me know, hardparkingpodcast@gmail.com. Should I let Mr. Bob Marshall stay at my house? Text 40022.
I invited you to my home and you could have stayed. I invited you to my home and you could have stayed. I would have been more than happy to have you.
No, but yeah, we have 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
But we have I mean, we have two spare bedrooms. So we have a dedicated guest bedroom downstairs that my daughter claims is hers because she's here all the time. But it's still a dedicated guest bedroom. And then we have another one upstairs. It's also my wife's office. It's a Murphy bed that I built reluctantly. But you would probably just be downstairs.
Yeah, your whole family's going to be like, Jay, why did you invite this really weird Canadian guy, but who's exceptionally polite over here?
And you know what I'm going to say?
He's really weird, but he's also really polite. That's,
It's because he helps remind me of what it's like to be human.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm a pretty emotional guy. So.
And then you can compare your hippie lettuce to our hippie lettuce.
Yeah. I would love to go, man. I would love to get away, and I've never been there, so I think that'd be really cool. We do a bunch of cool shit. And then the bourbon tour maybe sometime. I just need more money, that's the problem.
Isn't that everyone's problem?
Yeah, I think so for the most part. But life has a weird way of working itself out, and if you want something enough, you can, work hard enough, you'll get it. I'll start saving like $20 a month. It'll be my Arizona fund.
So is there another title? You don't have to give me a review, but is there something else I need to add to my list before I let you go?
Ooh, yeah, I don't. There's so many good movies, but I mean, you're pretty inclined to a lot of popular stuff. So I might have to think about it. Why don't I work on a list?
And okay,
Doesn't
you
matter
work on a list, and here's my commitment to you.
Oh, okay, I love it.
Before the end
What
of
is
this week, before this
Yeah.
episode drops, because this will be the next episode, I'm going to go to
Ooh,
Dairy Queen.
okay.
I'm going to order a Blizzard, and I'm going to see if they do what the polite people up north do and
The
dump
flip,
it on the
yeah.
counter in front of me.
But the point is, it's a Blizzard. It's supposed to be strong enough to withstand the flip.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
not going
how
to
you
say
know if
anything. I'm going to
it-
order it, and they're going to say, Jhae, and then I'm going to come up and it's going to be sitting down on a tray. And they're not going to flip it in
that's
front of
bullshit.
me.
That's not how they do it here. If they just set it down on the counter, I'd be like, really?
Where's your
You owe me a
manager?
free Blizzard.
Where's your manager?
Yeah. Yeah, go get your customer service policy right now.
All right, I'll do that. But at the end of this episode, that's my commitment, is in the closing, I'm going to talk about my trip to Dairy Queen.
Yes, I love that. I love that you're taking my advice and putting it in the real world. I love it.
We don't
Yeah,
have
but
a
the
lot of
world's out
Dairy
there.
Queens here, but it's funny that I know exactly where two of them are at, and they're both within 10 minutes of me.
So now let me ask you one quick question as well. Too. Where's your go-to ice cream place in? Like, do you have like a local ice cream place that you guys go to?
So my wife has a place that has a soft serve. You know, they pull the lever down on the machines. And
okay.
she's got a dairy allergy. And so we have to go there so she can get, you know, dairy-free
Like the lactose stuff.
No, not even lactose. It's just a straight-up allergy. And so we have to go
But
there.
I mean, like, it's
not the lactose,
so she can't
though.
have ice cream.
She can't have ice cream. She can't have cheese. She can't have milk. She can't have cream, heavy whipping cream. She can't have none of that.
Oh, that poor woman.
I know. And I told her she needs to sue her doctor because last year we had an issue. And so she went to the doctor, the emergency room, and then got tested for a bunch of stuff. And the doctor's like, well, in order to find out, you need to do is take 30 days off of some of these things. Didn't eat eggs for 30 days,
okay.
strawberries, you know, all that kind of stuff. It ended up being, and then slowly introduce them back. And that is the one thing that she took off of that she hates the most. Because we have cheese. No more cheese and crackers. No more pizza.
Yeah.
You know, everything.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one. Right?
Really, really chill on the butter. No, I mean, just think about having butter on your bread.
Have you tried margarine? Or I can't believe it's not butter?
I can't believe. No, she has this other vegan butter substitute because that still has things in it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Just make me a promise, though, would you? That if your wife has to go vegan for like medical issues, that you will still not be a vegan.
So she tried that once out of experiment because her brother did that up in Michigan. And
Yeah.
I think she lasted like a week and a half. She tried to convince me, wow, these vegan are really good. You should try it. I'm like, yeah, no. I said, don't push your shit on me. And now she's back
No,
to
sorry to your
eating
wife,
meat.
but they're garbage.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's
Not the
expensive. It's heavily processed. It's statistically not better for you. And so you might as well just enjoy it. Now, some people have to do it for health reasons. I get it. But
Now, couldn't they just do an allergy test on her?
they did. She's allergic to
okay.
strawberries. She's allergic to pineapples. She's allergic to anything that has milk in it. Because creme brulee was her thing.
Wow.
And you have to understand, we would go out to eat, and I would have to find a place that had creme brulee. That's how much she was used to this stuff. Now she can't touch creme brulee. I mean, it's the things that dairy touches.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
Alfredo, you know, it's everywhere.
It's a cream-based sauce.
Yep. One time she tried to make.
What are you doing?
One time she tried to make Alfredo. This was before this whole vegan thing, and she tried to make it with cauliflower.
Yeah, a lot of places.
Yeah, it's
a lot of places do like cauliflower crust on pizza and stuff now as an option.
It's stupid. And so we started eating the Alfredo and just looked at her. I'm like, okay, what is this? And so that's the last time. That was probably 7 years ago. She's never tried to make it again.
Awesome. What are you doing? I'm making a fettuccine with the cream-based sauce.
What do you want from me? Is that from Goodfellas?
I'm making a cream-based sauce. I love that you did the accent too. Is that New York? Yeah, probably.
Thank you. All right, man. It's good chatting with you, Mr. Bob Marshall.
Yeah,
Bobchat. I see you dropping episodes again after you took sounds like you took like a kind of a long break, but you're back, high as ever,
trying,
fun as ever, more fit. You have to send me a selfie in front of the mirror when we get done with here.
I took a starting picture. I could take you a halfway progress pic. I'm not quite where I want to be, but I'm well on track.
Well, you know it's getting cold outside, so keep that dad bod for us, okay?
No, because I want to be. I want to like, wow, that was last summer, and this is this summer. You look amazing. Like, I know.
Everyone's going to tell you that anyway for the support.
Well, if I come down to fucking Arizona, man, you don't think I'm going to be shirtless and in flip flops like most? Like, I know it's America. I'll put a shirt on if we go somewhere, but like, if we're by the pool, man. Oh yeah,
I have a nice pool,
on, brother.
You'll die under the sun.
Yeah,
it's a different sun.
What's the average temperature there? Is it?
Yeah, it's a different sun. There's no way for me to really describe it. People listening from Arizona know what I'm talking about. It's just different. That's how you can tell the tourists from the people who live here, to be honest.
Because, the tourists are all like, oh my God, let's go get our tan on. And it's like, you shouldn't be out there for more than 10 minutes.
Right, exactly. Crematoria.
Yeah.
All right,
You're
buddy.
in the desert, Jhae. I love you, buddy. Thanks.
We want to thank Bob Marshall, Mr. Bobchat himself, for coming back on the show. It's been a while. Love talking to that guy. He's such a good guy. And I'm serious. If he comes down here, as long as we have a room available, he can stay in the room. Whatever it takes. That conversation was brought to you by the Cell Shop, an Arizona-based retailer that strives to be your destination of choice for wireless services, whether Arizona, Washington State, California, Texas, and Florida. They are an authorized AT&T dealer, so visit them at cellshop.us and get connected today. I got to tell you guys, college football was crazy this last weekend. 4 out of the top 10 teams, and I think 5 out of the top 11 teams lost. 4 of those to unranked teams. So we're going to have that conversation about college football in the next episode a little bit. You guys know I love football. I love it. I will miss a car event, depending on what the car event is, for football. The Red River rivalry is coming up next weekend. That's Oklahoma and Texas. You guys see me online watching that every year. Used to be with Izzy. Got a jersey, little dog jersey. It's in the room behind me, on the wall, a shrine. I've been talking about isidewith.com, and I finally uploaded the video. And so I'll be looking for that video on YouTube. It's on the Hard Parking YouTube page, but it was a lot of fun to make. It's very informative, so I urge you to check that out, and then afterwards go to isidewith.com, take that political quiz. But check out the video. The video will tell you exactly how to do it. Also, Future Collector Car Show. I'll be emceeing that by myself. I think I said that before, but I'm telling you again because that is coming up next weekend. So you will get that recap a little bit. I know you guys aren't big on recaps, but I'll give you that recap coming up next week as well. And we're just a few weeks away from NS Expo. And I will be gone for 2 weeks, so I might load the show. Maybe I'll do a remote show. I know one of you has requested that maybe I try to do a show from Dallas, but I don't really feel like bringing all my equipment with me. But maybe I could. I thought about doing that when NS Expo was here in Phoenix in 2022 and just never had the time. That's the thing. You just never have the time. It's that busy. But I am going to be there that week. And I am driving my car. So in theory, I could take both of these microphones and some portable stands, pack it all in the car. Maybe I should do that. I'm just thinking about that now. Or maybe I should just do that for the patrons. I'm not sure yet. But one thing I am sure of is I want to thank Wright Honda and Wright Toyota, Toyota of Huntington Beach, Claremont Toyota, and Gardenia Honda, 4wheelonline.com, Cell Shop Wireless Services, AutoCannon officially licensed Honda and Acura gear. I will be dripped out in AutoCannon gear throughout NS Expo, as well as I will have some AutoCannon stuff on next weekend at the Future Collector Car Show. Take care of the hands and take care of you. Can't forget all my Patreon business supporters like Automotive Specialty Tool out of Owings Mills, Maryland. Shout out to Ramsey, always leaving a comment after episodes. in Spotify. I really appreciate that. I like reading your feedback. Also, Kuya Automotive out of Winter Garden, Florida, Pell Construction out of County, Michigan, Beak House Small Home Design out of Ashburn, Virginia, and Traverse City, Michigan, and of course, Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley out of Boise, Idaho. I would tell you if you're in a position to help the podcast upgrade, you could join the Patreon for as little as $3 a month and get access to bonus audio as well as show swag. No one has joined the Patreon in a long time. That's okay. Shout out to Mark Stolman, Catherine Cox, Eddie Ramos, Richard Graves, Byron Jones, Bo Jones, Alex Gamina, Drew Bunkley, and Yasser Chiba. Email the show, hardparkingpodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at Pfenning. Join the Hard Parking Revelations Facebook group. Join the Hard Parking channel on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter for all the crazy stuff. X at Pfenning. I can't grow. They tell me how great the show is. Let's do this. Let's grow this thing together. And I will talk to you all next week.
Shut up!